What's out there? What creates the shadows in the corners or the creatures of the dark? Who are those on the other side? What do they have to say? This is the Gateway Podcast. This is not your normal style of paranormal talk radio. Brought to you live from United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM New Orleans.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hi, I'm Brittany Ashley, your host of Breaking Norms Building Dreams, your guide through this transformative journey in both business and life. This is your place crafted for dreamers, doers, or anyone who has been told they can't. Get ready as we challenge those narratives together. You're tuning in live to the United Public Radio Network, airing on 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. We are streaming on all the popular platforms every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me for a candid and thought-provoking conversation celebrating your unique journey because you are worth it.
Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show that helps you find happiness, success, and balance in your work and life. I'm Adriana Fierster, your host for this journey into entrepreneurship and personal growth. We're broadcasting live on 107.7 and 105.3 FM in New Orleans as part of the United Public Radio Network. We explore the latest strategies, insights, and stories from successful entrepreneurs and experts. From managing stress to building a thriving business, we've got you covered.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
I had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Works with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night. They stopped to check out the reporting site. With an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throw in his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Ooh, welcome everyone to News on the Flip Side. Psych out, it's UFO Undercover. I wanted to make y'all think it was late Friday night and we were going to be cursing and stuff. Anyway, welcome to UFO Undercover. Hope everyone's having a great morning, great evening, great afternoon, wherever you're on a big, beautiful blue planet. Yeah, y'all were like, wait, is it really Friday night? No, we can't listen to this show. This show is bad. This show, no, it's Wednesday night. And everybody's well behaved on Wednesday night. Well, mostly well behaved.
For the most part.
Yeah, mostly it's as much as you can expect. But I was looking. Somebody had sent me some stuff today from a show I used to host way back 23, 24, 25 years ago, before the sun came up and shit like that. It was called Wake Up USA, a UFO study. It's what got me in the radio, actually. If anybody ever wants to hate on me or curse on me, you need to write to Jeffrey at Stardust Radio, and he's the one. Because I told this SOB, I'm not getting in radio. You crazy. I said, I've never done radio. I don't want to do radio. Radio sounds like it's... I don't want to get involved in it. It just sounds like a big effing headache and blah, blah this and blah, blah that. And he's like, oh, just try one show. Come on. One show, you got a good voice and you like to talk to people. Just try one show. First show. Jerry, some fuckbot. Oh, excuse my language. Jerry, somebody or another. Thought it was Friday night. See, Jerry, somebody or another. And he came on to talk to me about golf, but he had no idea what he was talking about. It was a complete another moron. Didn't even bother checking the witnesses and what they said. And well, it was my first time ever tearing somebody up live on the radio. It's not that I hadn't tore somebody up before talking about this stuff. It's just, it was the first time ever it was live on the radio. To I don't know how many people it was, a couple thousand for sure back then. And I ripped him a new one. And I remember getting off and telling my wife, well, guess I'm fired. I won't be doing his shows anymore. And sure enough, he called me like an hour later. Oh my God, the response is fabulous. Oh, you got to do more. I'm like, what?
What? Yeah.
I was rude. I was obnoxious. I mean, Howard Stern looked like a little schoolgirl, man. And well, here I am, how many ever millions of years later, doing radio. And sometimes we get obnoxious, like on Friday night. And really, not even Friday night, Saturday night. Jay is just bad. I try to be good, but Jay is bad. He's a bad influence.
It's my day off.
Yes, and Michael. Oh my God, Michael's even worse influence than Jay is. Jeez and Pete's. And if they're not enough, here comes Sean. He makes the two of them look like little angels. I'm telling you what, man. Oh, it's just one of them things. And now Laura Lee stops by and sees us now. She's all sweet.
Yeah, then we have to behave.
Yes, when
she curses like a sailor, so we just let her roll with it.
That's right, she does. So anyway, be sure you come check us out on Saturday night and Friday night. Friday night is really just news and news stuff presented in different ways.
Current events.
Yes, well, we can be rude. Oh, yes. No, we can be, but usually on Friday night we're not. Usually on Friday night we're pretty well behaved. We're just really talking about whatever moron did this or whatever idiot did that.
Yeah.
How what is the how do you get into politics? You must have to have the lowest IQ available to get into politics. It just scares me sometimes. And then Canada, they're now a communist country, which we'll be talking about that on Friday night. Oh, we can't talk about it tonight, but we'll be talking about it on Friday night. Y'all should come check it out. I know. I got lots of room. I've been opening up all the room.
They're going to become the first Chinese colony. Is that what we're thinking?
No, no, it's not because of that. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. So last week, Jay and I were somewhere around 1974.
With significant UFO cases. So this is part 2.
Yes, but in part 2, we ran across a little more data, just going to jump us back to 89 for a little while. So we're going to go back to 89 now. Between us, what did you say? 16? I don't know. It's way back.
The one I found is the beginning of the list on Wikipedia is 1450.
Yeah.
Was it AD, I believe. I don't think there's any before the turn of the calendar, but I'll get the date is 1450.
There it is.
1450 BC. Two-leaf papyrus is where it's written down. Ancient Egypt is the location.
Yeah. So I mean, it's there's those, and then I remember a few that were pre-religion, or I should say pre-Christian, Jewish.
Well, 1450 like is definitely before the Christians, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Was it AD or BC?
BC.
Oh, okay. Yes, definitely way before the Christians. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, sorry.
In the
that's good. That's way back. Yeah, that's going the way back machine. It's so anyway, where was I? I had the damn thing up in front of me a second ago, and then I went and moved it around. Anytime the boss comes in, it makes you nervous. It's let's see. So
this list starts in 89. I got to go back up.
Yeah. So this one says Arrowhead Triangle with lights during night launch of space shuttle. Interesting.
Yeah, Florida, though. The thing is, at that time in the 80s, most of those triangular sites were either over Belgium or Ohio, the Ohio Valley, and Nevada.
Yeah. So this is over. What part of Florida is this? Let's take a look and see. Arrowhead
City, Florida, United States.
Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, well, I don't want to give me the city. It gives me every other damn thing on here.
Hey, Google, where is Cooper City?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see where it is. Okay.
959 miles away.
Okay, it's 1,000 miles away from me.
Straight down. So, Jay, it's just straight down. Anyway, it's probably near the coast somewhere.
Yeah, I can only imagine that would have been near one of the launch sites for the shuttle missions.
Well, that's what they're saying. It is pretty. Oh yeah, where is it? Well, it looks like it's pretty close to NASA, actually.
Hey, Heidi.
From what the thing says, it looks like it's right there next to NASA.
Not a surprise.
So it doesn't surprise me you're going to see a UFO sighting around a shuttle mission. It wouldn't be the first time, and I mean, even now, though, since Elon started launching Starlink, I don't really hear about UFOs up there much anymore. What has Starlink got on it that the UFOs don't even want to go around it? Makes me nervous.
Maybe they just have too many cameras, and they don't want their presence photographed that much without their knowledge.
And here we go again: large V-shaped UFO encounter with Navy nuclear submarine electromagnetic effect. This was also
That means it affected the equipment on board our nuclear device. And
so this was a month before the.
It sounds like the Phoenix Lights, doesn't it? Because
it does kind of.
Phoenix Lights was a V with lights on it.
But there wasn't no electronic stuff reported with the Phoenix Lights, which is kind of
weird. Or nobody associated
but by now we should have heard something.
Mm-hmm.
So this was actually a month before the one with the shuttle. This is October 24th of 89. just cruising along.
At the same time as when the Belgian Triangle sighting, the flap was occurring, and it went on for what, 2
You
years?
just never know where our damn submarines are. You just never have any idea where they are. You know,
Well, they
they're
didn't
just
really
floating around.
disclose the location. It just says Florida, general location.
It's the my ship on patrol about 150 miles off the Florida coast. We were cruising about 500 feet when the submarine started experiencing electric magnetic. Just 500 feet underwater, damn.
Underwater. So this is a USO.
Yeah, so I saw a large inverted V-shaped UFO off the port side.
500 feet below.
Wow, that's
over half a mile long. Wow, Jesus Christ, that's a big device.
It just sounds like, what was that movie with the oil rigs and stuff? What the hell was the name of that movie?
Oh, it's that apocalypse movie with Bruce Willis.
Yes, it's out of my head now. I should have
Armageddon.
No, not Armageddon, not that one. They were underwater on an oil rig.
Oh,
underwater. The one and the aliens came up and seen them and shit. It was funny, actually.
Yeah,
it's
it was kind of not that. Yeah, I remember. I know what you mean.
It's like a one-word title or something. It's out of my head though. If y'all know what we're talking about, guys, just feel free to post it or drop it in the line or drop it in one of the venues. It sounds like they
were one a few months later after the Belgian Triangle flap started in October, but also went for 2 or 3 years. Voronezh, Russia, UFO landing and aliens. So apparently, the craft, according to eyewitnesses' testimony, landed on the outskirts of the city. Shortly thereafter, the tall alien appeared, and upon seeing the young lad, shot a type of weapon at him, causing him to vanish before the eyes of the other people around him. Wow.
So wait, so I'm still reading the one about the submarine. The captain was taken in protective custody.
Oh, what? You opened the whole report? I didn't do that. Wow, I didn't.
Oh yeah, well no, this is it says the captain took 2 petty officers, the executive officer and myself into the wardroom. He told us to not spread any rumors until we had a chance to talk to the commander of Supreme Fleet Atlantic. We reached port in 7 hours. Damn, they just turned around and went home. Wow, and the submarines never do that.
They usually change. They usually say Commander Submarine Fleet Atlantic. They usually compact that to Comsublant.
Yeah, so I was taken into protective custody. 2 enlisted men and myself agreed we had witnessed a real UFO.
Wow.
I was one of the ones who shot it with a laser rangefinder. Oh man, these guys might not even be alive anymore.
As it hovering, I guess other readings and not spying.
Oh man, I'm not liking the way that's going. So you just never know where these stories are going to go, though. It's kind of cool.
Wow,
when I seen them, I thought it was a captain, but I think it was the first officer.
Yeah, but I didn't know you'd open it up and read that much further down. I just had seen this one two spots down about aliens landing and then a kid getting shot.
Jackie, we talked about the Belgian Triangle last week, actually, dude. Yeah. Belgian Triangle is cool, and there's a lot of good stuff out there about it, especially when dealing with NATO and F-16s. Like they sent 3 F-16s to look at it, and one of them could see it, and the other 2 couldn't. Yeah, and sometimes it'd be on radar, and sometimes it wouldn't be. It was one of those things. Jay's talking about. You talking about the Russian case?
Yeah, strange tale of the 3-eyed alien that zapped a boy. A 3-eyed alien with a robot sidekick landed aboard a spaceship and made a boy vanish by zapping him with a pistol. A Soviet newspaper reported Tuesday in a second day of strange tales in the state-run media. And the state-run media doesn't usually run stuff that isn't false.
No.
So it's in Voronezh, Russia. The report of the sighting is in this industrial center, population 900,000, a dark red flattened sphere about 15 by 6 meters in size, circled 12 meters above the ground in South Park. It disturbed the grass beneath it as it flew. Minutes later, returned and was witnessed as it hovered near ground by 12 lower school children playing soccer. 30 to 40 adults waiting at a nearby bus stop witnessed this.
Russia's always been a hotbed for UFOs. It's not like it's something new.
A lot of people
waiting for the bus. And shot the kid with a laser beam and he disappeared is strange.
I wonder why. Maybe he was scared of the little bastard.
I don't know.
She might.
Maybe
Hey,
it would be
Mike,
the
what's up? Man?
Stalin or something. I don't know.
Maybe the kid was just annoying them, and they decided to tase her.
And then here's a pretty big famous one. Remember the one at Kapustin Yar? The UFO hovers over the military base there in Russia. That's like one of their top nuclear research facilities.
And then the next one's in Georgia, Eastern Europe.
That's
I
also
hate when I see
Russia.
Georgia.
That's part of Russia, though, still, isn't it?
Is that part of Russia? Georgia's not. Georgia's its own independence, but there's a piece of no, it was at one time, but then it got its independence, and then Russia came back and took two little pieces of it for some reason. Yeah, but it's still Georgia's is its own independent country. What's that, Jack? No, it was just part of when the Soviet Union broke up. That's what it's part of. And what is this next one underneath this one? This is in France. We're not talking about anything in France. We don't like you French people anymore.
Duclair, France. Large cylindrical object with cupola and portholes. Well, if it has portholes, it's probably not from space.
Yes, probably isn't. Unless it's some really advanced alien craft. No, we don't. No, ever since the Perrier water scandal, we're just not friends with France anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. And then y'all said y'all going to come start a war.
UFO?
Wait, no, in the Knowles family, this is another interesting. I met the Knowles. Oh God, I can't even say how long ago it was. It was like a sin to say I've been alive that long. Anyway, it was a long time ago in a far away land, in DC, matter of fact. And one of them was there, and we were talking at a conference, and I got to know him pretty well, and we got to talk, and then I met some other ones over the years. It's very interesting what they say they saw. The whole encounter itself is kind of interesting. And then what's really even stranger than that, and is it Connecticut, I believe, there's another Knowles that's related to them that did not know each other who was having a similar experience with her and her family. She's also used to be a director before we'll just say she's not working for us anymore. How's that? Is that a better way of saying it?
Yeah, I was just reading all this. They had their car physically removed from the road. I mean, lifted off the road.
Yeah, it was crazy, and that's what I'm saying. And then they had a similar case in the United States with the same family. It was very strange.
Well, they followed them, right?
Don't they follow them? Like,
wait, what was that, Jay? I didn't. Hold on.
They both were lifted off the ground in their vehicles by the same type of device, an egg-shaped or angular egg-shaped cup.
Yeah, no. One was picked up just by a saucer, and the other one was picked up by the device.
You know who the egg shape is, don't you?
No.
Leave Mork out of this.
Mork, yeah.
Leave poor Mork out of this. Mork.
Remember the battle he did with the Fonz? Remember
Mork has gone home now. Let's leave Mork alone.
Remember Mork battled with the Fonz, man?
Oh Lord, I forgot all about that. Let's see, Golf Breeze. We all love Golf Breeze people, but look, don't give me no shit. I lost 11 days in Golf Breeze, actually in Navarre, same place. What's this cone? I don't like cone-shaped anything. I instantly think of the stupid skits on SLN.
Not even ice cream cones, man. Come on.
No. You can keep ice cream cones. It just gets all over your hands, man. No, man, it gets all over your hands. You don't need that when you can have a good cup of ice. I tell you what, there's a place we go. Here's a good crazy story for you. There's a place we go and get apple cobbler and fresh made ice cream. Best cobbler I've ever eaten in my entire life. Been eating there for 15, 16, 17 years, right? So about 5 years ago on the way home from Florida, we always stop in on our way home, get, half a thing and eat it. So we walk in, we get it, go to get it. Lady says, apple cobbler, sir, we don't have that. So I said, okay, man, did you stop carrying it? She said, we've never had that. And I look over at Linda, and Linda looks back at me like, what the fuck? So I said, no, boo, we've been coming here for 15 years. You've always had it. Oh, no, sir, we have never had it. I said, are you under new ownership? Oh, no, it's the same people as always owned it. So I walked up front, asked the lady up front, I said, why did y'all stop carrying it? Oh, no, sir, we've never had it. I'm not fucking kidding you. And the funny part was there was at least 3 other people came in the store looking for that fucking apple cobbler because I'm telling you, man, it must have been some of that whatchamacallit green cobbler because that shit was fabulous.
Conventional fold over or something? What the hell?
I don't know what the fuck that was. And, you get little weird shit like that sometimes when you're doing things and you stop and you think, am I crazy? But then I asked my family because we used to bring it home we get like a pound, bring it home for Christmas. Oh no, they all fucking remembered it. So I'm like, well, what the fuck?
Has this ever happened to you? You go into a room, you have something, you put it down, and you just put it down. You walk out of that room, then you go back to get that thing, and it's gone. And you're like, well, what the hell did I do with it? And you go back to where you started with it, and you search the whole house, and you come back to that room, and it's there again. Did you drop it off in an extra dimensional pocket? What the hell happened to it?
Your Doctor Who pockets, man.
All the freaking time, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, Doctor Who pockets.
You're messing with me or something.
So I know this guy that we investigated his house a few times. That one picture of the ghost, like the one you can see clearly, that was his aunt. So the same guy moves into a farmhouse that used to belong to a doctor. He had a morgue there and that type of thing. So that place was where he had crazy experiences. So one morning he goes out to make his coffee, and his coffee grinder's gone. Looks all over, looks on the counter, underneath the counter, and nobody knows. Nobody took it, nothing. Gone. Seriously gone. And then he was kind of bewildered. Next day he goes out, bang, the coffee grinder's back. So whatever the entity and the ability to take something and make it disappear physically, that's very interesting. I've been that shit. Stories of people who go missing. In front of other hikers and whatever, they just cross into some magic door and they're gone, and there's a lot of stories like this. But there's also, like what you said, Joe, there are people that visit restaurants, bars, businesses on a lonely, empty road. They never existed, or they existed, 40, 50
or like Joe said, they don't carry a certain, signature item that they've had for 15 years.
Exactly. It's very strange.
It's just to put this so. We're in the house. Nobody else is here. So things like glasses will go missing. They'll come back. Forks. Things like fork. So, one day, the other day, there's like 2 forks in us. There was like 15 in this too. And then all of a sudden there's like 11. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And there's a lot of this little shit that goes back and forth. Things move around in the house. And then when I have people come out or look at it, everybody's saying, well, if there's something there, it's not me. But I don't really see anything. I'm like, well, so it feels like energy manifesting from somewhere else. Something, one of the things they talk about when they talk about alien abductions and stuff is the residual energy that comes into a house can make things happen. Because there's so much extra energy, it's got to go somewhere.
I always ask,
what is that energy doing? Is it vibrating things out of our time-space continuum? Is it pushing it into?
Well, in the Gray's case, it probably is because the Grays pull you out of time. That's why there's not missing time cases anymore. So maybe when they pull it out. When they push it back, it goes back. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. I was talking about demons and aliens and ghosties.
I always ask them about their experience. How did it make you feel? The biggest, most important question. How did it make you feel? How the apple cobbler, how did it make you feel going in there and having that? I mean,
I almost shot the whole bunch of people in the store, man. It could have been bad. Could have been bad, man.
Messing with you that they never had, or maybe they called it like apple pie.
Was it April 1st?
No, I mean, so this is what's so weird about this place. So this is a vegetable market, big, huge one's been there. It's called Berries. Been there for as long as I've been alive. So you walk in, you got all the fruits and vegetables up front, and in the back they got a dessert area. And they had apple turnovers, apple cobbler, peach cobbler, all kind of ice cream, all kind of cookies, just all kind of bullshit that you want. And everything was made from scratch. And I mean, it was just a really good place to get desserts, except for the apple turnover was kind of nasty. But anyway, so I mean, we stopped there a lot because we were down in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and Perdido Key and Pensacola a lot when we were doing investigations. So anytime we were in that area, we would come back that way to get to interstate because it was right there by interstate and get our stuff and go. Or sometimes we'd stop on our way in, get some sugar and go down there and do some investigating. Now, if we were going to Pensacola or somewhere like that, we would go the other way because it's just faster. But I mean, when I say that, we stopped there a lot. We stopped there a lot. And it was just so weird to walk into the place and them tell me that. Recently, about a year ago, we was in there, and I asked again, and she said, "Oh no, sir, it's something we've never had." I said, "So you've only ever had one type of apple addition here?" She said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Boo, I don't know what to think about this." She's like, "What?" So we have been coming here for almost 20 years getting y'all's apple cobbler, and all of a sudden you don't have it anymore. I was like, it just weirds me out. I said, maybe you got some ghosties up in your family we don't know about or something. And I told us, and maybe we should call the Ghostbusters. Like, she got all offended and shit. But, you know, probably good Christians, but still, I don't know what to tell you. And since then, I was on, you know, I have a big Google account up where people follow me for going places. And some of those pictures have got 2-3 million clicks on them. So I actually posted and said, look, has anyone else ever had the apricot berries? And I must have had 500 people write in the first week going, yeah, and it don't exist. And I wrote there, I said, they don't exist at all. Nobody even knows everybody tells me they'd never meet it. And everybody was same thing. We were told the same thing. Oh, it don't exist.
Is it the Mandela effect? Is it something that you remember, other people remember, but that all of a sudden
maybe it's something else? Like maybe they got a health code violation. Someone died eating their cobbler, and they stopped making it. And from that point on, they're like, no, we never have that.
We never had no cobbler, mother effer. Get out of here, investigator.
No one died from that ever. I mean, no, we don't carry that.
Try the cherry tart.
Yeah, we have a nice cheese Danish
from carrot cake. Get the hell out of here.
And I'm not a big peach cobbler fan, so I mean it's not horrible, but I'd rather the apple.
I'm a big fan of peaches in general. I mean they're weird. You got to shave them before you eat them.
They have grits. Any grits to that place?
Leave that alone. We'll say it every Friday night. Anyway, I thought it was just a joke, but it's not. You can't say it on this show. So Friday night, people. Friday night. Oh, I got a letter. I got a letter from a lady who emailed me the other day. She goes, "Stop saying that Friday or Saturday night shit." And I wrote her back and I said, "Well, I don't understand." She's like, "Well, it just makes me, and then it's like 3 days away." I'm like, well, you know, it's one of those things. So we save all the good stuff for Friday night. But
yeah, we're the guys that are doing the show. How anxious do you think we are?
Right, we get in there, and there's like, and you know, Trump makes it easy. I mean, he's you know the madman, so it makes it easy to have news to talk about.
With him being dynamite, there's always a story.
Remember when there was like no news? Like we'd have to like look for stories to talk about. You know,
I remember 18 months of polls. I remember that.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that, man. Woo. We probably best pollers in the freaking country. What's this one? Japan. Shit.
Oh, the Japan
Airlines flight 628 over Alaska. This is 1986.
Yeah, and it just recently had they just re-interviewed that Japanese pilot again. He looks the same except his hair is white, same hairdo and everything. But they recently re-interviewed him.
He's probably a freaking alien, man.
He probably
is. Alien. George, a lot of times what I'm looking for is descriptions of the craft and what they said went on. Well, like the Russian one, I've never heard of a 3-eye alien getting out and shooting somebody before, so that's a new one to me.
That's definitely new.
What doesn't mean it's not real. It just means it's new.
Famous. I mean, it garnered headlines like from '89 through '90 for a while. It was on all of the UFO type shows.
Francesca, is that how you say it, Francesca? I hate to say it, but I've been on both Pravda and TSNA, whatever they call themselves, news in Russia. Yeah, just recently I've been on Taft. Is that what they call themselves? I got a friend of mine who's he's part of the Russian media over there, and he likes to interview me about UFO stuff. But anytime he gets a chance, he likes to push me about politics. So I did 2 UFO interviews with him. Then I did one strictly about Putin, and then I just did another UFO interview with him. Now he wants me to come on and talk about the relationship between the United States and. Well, he says for some reason they'll play my stuff because I'm not a complete, on Putin, which I'm not. I mean, I said he was wrong for what he was doing, but I also said, other things about him too. I said, so, it's just how you talk and how you play the game. Jet chase over Brazil. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Wait, I skipped one. Wait, I skipped somebody. Bright glowing dish shape hovers over cabin in Old Crow, Yukon.
Territory, Canada.
Ooh. Take them stinking Canadians with you. Take them. If they look before you take a Canadian, though, if you're an alien, listen to me. So if you're taking especially if you're going to take them off world and use them canonified, check their ID. If they voted liberal, take them. I'm just trying to help the Canadians out. That's all.
Yeah, and it's not Canada.
And we'll talk about that on Friday night too. Yes, cannon fodder. Sorry.
Canada fodder.
Canada. That's even better. Canada fodder.
Canadian bacon.
I like to call it cannon feather, but still, it's a Canadian bacon. We're just gonna leave. We're gonna say that for Friday night too. Don't even get me started on that one. Oh Lord! All right, where was we? Jet chase over Brazil.
Yeah, that was a pretty famous one. I got getting some news in the late '90s or late '80s.
So what kind of jet? Wait, let me see. What kind of jets are these?
I think they were our jets, weren't they? Two
it was in
F5Es.
There was San Pablo, wherever it was, and
yeah,
I mean,
two F5E and 3 Mirage jets. Old equipment that we had sold them, 1940s, 50s stuff.
So how many saucers have we seen in this group? None. Maybe the glowing disc. Yeah, so that's one.
Oh, when you go down, there's two large saucer-shaped objects.
And then the eyes are 3-4. Okay, that's 4. I'm just going to make up and look at the 4. So that's 4.
Directly under jet chase over Brazil, we got large triangular craft doing unusual maneuvers. No more than 300 feet up.
Well, I'm just trying to figure what aliens we're looking at here. That's all. So grays and humans is what it's looking like. What do you mean? What do you mean? How do I know that? Because of the type of craft.
Triangle is reptilian. Round is gray. That's what I'm voting for that, man.
Well, sort of. So saucers are definitely grays. Humans use the true triangles. The grays use what you would call the reptilians use what you'd call a elongated saucer. It's like somebody took a saucer and stretched it out and kind of gave it a point.
More of an ellipse than a
round. It's definitely a different looking craft. But as far as I know, they can all 3 use the small exocraft triangles. Whatever they're using them for. What's this? Unidentified maneuvering light seen from U.S. Navy ship.
Radiation detected afterwards.
Weird. Yeah, it's probably that just means it's probably not an alien. It's probably ours.
Yeah, probably one of ours.
See, here's some more sauces. 2 large saucer shapes.
Yeah, Surrey.
In the UK. Mike don't have this poor list. Mike's like, where are these guys reading from? We need to send you the list, Mike. We got a list. He can't get it out of the.
You can get it out of the. It should be in a private chat here on the StreamYard.
Can you get it out of private chat? Because he wasn't here when you posted it.
Yeah, the very underneath it says on Joe sent it. UFO evidence. That's what page we're on. Page 2 of that. So you just
we're on page 2 of it.
Or
it's
hit the page.
The Cash-Landrum case.
Fire seen by 3 children.
Wait.
3 children.
Well, they might eat some shrooms by accident or something.
Children?
I said by accident. They don't know what it is. I mean, it looks good. They might eat. It looks like little pieces of chocolate.
Yeah, sitting on 2 giant piles of cow turds.
My kids are kids. Come on. I mean, they were eating Tide Pods. I mean, give me a break. Yeah.
That's true. But they do look kind of candy. Cigar-shaped object with 3 lighted windows. Well, that sounds like us, doesn't it?
Wait, where are you at? I lost you.
I'm on page 2, the second one down, 1985 June. Sweden.
Oh, that's right, because we talked about the
3 lighted windows.
Yeah, we talked about the Cash-Landrum and the Rendelsham forest case. Okay, I see where you're at. All right, I got you.
You see, and there's another oblong. So who are the oblong ones? That's got to be the reptilians then.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So that's the reptilians, the ones that are just kind of shaped weird.
Most of the cigar shapes that I've seen are usually like a cylinder, and there are no windows on them whatsoever. And they when they do launch, you can see sometimes like a shadow, a vaguely saucer-shaped shadow, open up on the side, and then an ellipse pops out.
Well, if it's a true rectangular one with the rounded ends and you can see different humps on it, that's a transport craft for the saucers. Sometimes you see it was weird when we heard about this craft, because first time we heard about it, it was a rounded rectangular type craft.
It's basically the first, as far as
a
rounded cylinder, and there's a film of it where like something comes out of the side of it and flies off.
That's just something smaller, because the big craft you can see them. So when the first description we got was like that, but in the front it had 1 hump. Then we got another description and it had 2 humps, one in front, one in the back. And then we got another that had a hump in the front, a hump in the back, hump in the middle. We're like, what the hell is going on? Then we realized, because someone actually seen one lifting off. So they can have up to 10 humps. And each one is a saucer. So when they're landing, you can see the top part of the saucer out of the craft. You can actually see it. And
Well,
so that means they're pretty big saucers as well. But
the
that tells
video
you.
I saw, I think, was from 1956, and the closest thing I have to a cylinder is a lighter, but it's basically you were seeing it from the back of the cylinder. You didn't see the front of it, and there were no humps on it. And I know which ones you're talking about, but this one was just kind of like the obelisk, the square obelisk in the 2001 movies, but round, black, and no light coming off of it, no lights on it, nothing. But from the side of one of it, there's no edges, but I guess it would be the right side, left side. You can see a little shadow, like open up on the side, like it changes color, and then a saucer comes out of it, and then that darker spot goes back to the regular color of the outside of the ship. It's the weirdest video I've ever seen, and I think that's from 1956. But it's kind of shaky.
No, it could just been a smaller craft.
Oh, it definitely was a smaller craft. I mean, when it pops out, the cylinder's like this, so it pops out and goes like the other direction. It goes underneath it and behind the camera that's filming it.
Yeah, they because we know there's a couple of types of retrieval craft, and then there's the big triangle, which is also a retrieval craft. Somebody asked me one time about the big triangle. I want to say it was 2 miles by 2 miles by 2 miles, 2 miles long, 2 miles wide, 2 miles thick.
Yeah,
it was massive. And then the one that was seen over Tampa was that big. And
how big was the one over Phoenix? Was it about that wide, wasn't it?
It might have been. So when you listen to people describe Phoenix, they talk about they're using the mountains as a thing. So anywhere from 2 to 4 miles wide at the back end where it widened out, and about a quarter mile wide in the front. And people are trying to get a gauge of its thickness because sometimes they say you could see something. Sometimes you
more of a V than of a triangle.
Yeah, I would say it was more like a V
than a triangle.
Yeah, I would say that because, but see, there's no way of knowing because you can't see if the center was there or not. That's what the real problem is. So you can see there was lights on the edges, which makes you think it's a chevron. But if the middle is solid, then it's a triangle. It's but nobody could tell you because they couldn't see it. There was you couldn't. In other words, and a lot of people think there was something there because if you were standing underneath it, you didn't see the stars above it. So I don't know. Take it for what it is. I mean, it's just research, but there was a lot of argument about that.
The Phoenix light device from underneath, but again, it's artistic representation. It's what the person thought they saw. It's not a picture, but some of them it's a triangle, and some of them it's like
that's
what
I'm saying.
V.
I think it's all about the angle you saw from. Well, I know when Lynn Katai saw it, she called it a triangle. It flew right over the top of her house. Yeah. She lived on the side of the mountain over there, and she was the one who was this lady was a professional doctor. That's what she did for a living. And after this experience, she quit, and this is all she did afterwards. She's not the only one. A good friend of mine, Gregory Avery, who was an attorney, had an experience, and after that, he gave up his whole law firm, his family, everything. Got divorced from his wife and his kid, and he just went on his way. It happens to a lot of people who, when they have these experiences, they become communicators, I guess is the best way to say it. They're out there looking for the truth, but they're also telling people about it every day. It's weird how that happens. And it happens to a lot of people. And it doesn't really matter what walk of life you are. Rich, poor, in between, man. It doesn't just seem to matter. It just takes over.
Absolutely. These things hit all walks of life, affect everyone that they touch or interact with. And only a few people and most of them who haven't even seen one or been abducted are making money from this.
Yeah, so we got to take a break right quick, ladies and gents. This is just generic music, station music that we own and that belongs to this particular show. So we'll be... Hey, that was weird. Sorry. It looked like something was running on my thing. I was like, what the hell was that?
Hey, Joe Fox.
Joe Fox, apparently Joe needs some drugs. Anyway, we'll be right back in about 4 or 5 minutes. Probably about 6 minutes. want you to stay tuned to UFO Undercover and United Public Radio. And until then, enjoy the musical interlude and the promos and the commercials and everything else goes along with them.
What's out there? What creates the shadows in the corners or the creatures of the dark? Who are those on the other side? What do they have to say? This is the Gateway Podcast. This is not your normal style of paranormal talk radio. Brought to you live from United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM New Orleans.
Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to discuss on the show, please email us at paranormal.insight.podcast@gmail.com. That's paranormal.insight.podcast@gmail.com.
Hi, and thank you all for joining us today. We are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans.
You're listening to UFO Undercover with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Show yourself.
You know, the guy who wrote this song, I often wondered if he was wanting the aliens, to get naked or something. 'Cause it does show yourself a lot.
Hey, Joe, I found a couple of 1956 images. This one's a film of a police video of a cylindrical object in the space.
Put it up there.
And then after that, there's one that I think looks like the one you were talking about. So this is, I muted it, but I'll bring it back up.
The Angry Alien Bulletin about 8 years.
So let's not even listen to that. That guy's an idiot. But that's the cylinders I'm talking about. The first, as far as I know, was 1956 when we started seeing these devices. And you can see it spinning. Did you see it rotate?
Yeah, it kind of got the feel of a rod.
See the light hitting it. It's rotating.
It's Elon Musk, man.
Elon Musk.
So this is the one I remember, and I don't know if this is it or not. But there should be at some point something.
Yeah, well, you see though now when you look at that, if you take that and make that way bigger, that's the ones you see the humps on.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
way
see humps
bigger
on
than
that. I don't see.
No, that doesn't look like it's big enough.
But let me remove that and let me show you.
Whoa! It's in Leo. Oh my God!
Oh, hey Leo. Let me show you.
Joe, are you sure you didn't sing that song?
No, not me. I can't sing, boo.
Let me show you the other.
Not even a little bit.
All right, so I paused this one because it's part of a TV show, so it's just we're not going to play it. We're just going to show the video, the still.
It was actually written for this show. It was a gentleman who had an experience who wrote it. Matter of fact, both of his intro and exit were written for this show.
So this is the ones you're talking about. You can see there's two humps on it, two saucers on the side of it. Do you see it?
Yeah, it kind of looks like, you see, they would just be like one here and in here. And it was just weird. It was like they were incest. But it was weird. When they weren't there, it wasn't a big hole in the craft. It must have had a slide door.
Yeah, no, these are clearly on the outside. The one I saw came from inside the craft.
Yeah, so what it looked like, what it really looks like half the saucer inserts itself into the craft and the other half is sticking out the craft. But it all looks seamless. When you look at it, it all looks seamless. I guess more the greatest technology, it just kind of grows together. No, that's.
But it also appears to be of a different color. The craft on the outside.
It does. And then how do these do with those big circle thingies the Gray's got floating around in space that look like orb cubes and orb circles? I must say cubes, but circles.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a species out there that uses cubes. I mean, in outer space, aerodynamics aren't a thing. I mean, with their technology, they can circumvent our atmosphere in a cube, without question. I mean, they fly around in a Tic Tac, for Christ's sake.
Well, it doesn't look like they need. It doesn't look like they need all that much.
They don't need They don't need our physics or aerodynamics.
Well, no, because whatever's powering their ships doesn't work the way ours do. They don't need.
It could be
They
quantum.
they can create their own lift.
Yeah.
It's not like they can't create their own lift. They can create it, so it's not a big deal. It's well, the biggest problem for us, ladies and gentlemen, is creating lift. So that's why we usually have wings and thrusters that push us fast enough that the wings can lift us. No, we're learning, like with drones, we're starting to learn that 4 little props can lift us pretty good. And we're learning a lot, actually, but we still haven't come up with a power supply that can really supply the things that we want to do. We want a different type of craft. And
we're on the cusp of it. I mean, they have the first 2 working fusion reactors right now. Is that not correct?
Yes, that's what I heard. And then they're supposed to be building one that's big enough to power New York City. And what cracks me up about is every time I hear it, I'm expecting to hear about this big building. It's like the size of 2 18-wheelers. Matter of fact, they said it can be broke down and split in half and hauled off if it needs to be.
Wow.
So I was kind of like, well, okay. Well, that just means for your house, it's going to be the size of what, a basketball?
Like a portable CAT scan machine. Remember when they had those? You know, not every hospital had them. You had to go to the one when the truck was out front to get your CAT scan.
I know. Well, I think these are technologies that we're going to see. You know, you'll probably have one about the size of your golf ball, or maybe a softball running your car, or hardball, something. Yeah, probably about that big. Probably be running your car and your boat, and you have one a little bigger to run your house. They'll probably all be interchangeable and rechargeable. Well, I don't think you need to recharge them. I don't think you can. I think they just run until they run out and they die, which is like 10,000 years from now. So, what do you do with all that power?
I mean, there's no sense in metering it because it's self-regenerating. It doesn't. It's going to last 10,000 years.
Yeah, you're only going to get the initial purchase is what you're going to get. So now, you know, there may not be no upkeep on the fusion on itself, the fuel supply, but I'm sure there'll be upkeep on everything else, all the you know, the way the craft works, the way the house works, all its electronics, all of it, everything else that makes it go. No, well, Jimmy. Good.
They also were saying with when cell phones came out that the energy from that was causing brain cancer, and we're going to worry about people freaking out. Oh, my house energy power is giving me cancer.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully that's not something we'll have to worry about. Hopefully that's something.
I feel like literally anything can give you cancer.
Well, it seems like it
would give you cancer, and I said that's too bad. I'm still going to eat it.
It does seem like just about everything you talk about these days can give you cancer.
Yeah.
As long as it's not chocolate, I'm good.
I just watched a video talking about how yoga pants are made out of basically like petrol, oil. Most stretchy pants, like yoga pants that most women wear nowadays, are oil based.
Wow.
And they're made with chemicals that are endocrine disrupting, which could potentially lead to cancer. And like for women, it would be like ovarian cancer or uterine cancer because of how the proximity of where it's located. But just wherever, like seeping into your skin, these chemicals that these clothes are made out of. Literally anything. Most women wear stretchy yoga pants nowadays. So that, you know, what else are we supposed to do?
Yeah, Kurt agrees with you. He says what they're feeding us is giving us cancer. Probably what we're breathing, drinking, showering in, literally everything.
It's like unavoidable. It's everywhere. It's like exactly we shower in it.
Well, yeah, it pretty much is. I mean, everybody nowadays has some type of petroleum in their bodies. It's just part of it.
And there's probably if you eat a lot of seafood, you've probably got a good bit of mercury in you too.
I'm drinking ice water out of a clear plastic cup. You know,
yep.
Microplastics.
I only drink out of glass. Thank you very much. This is from the beach in front of my house, by the way. You know, went out there and with a torch made our own glasses. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, Jack. I forgot what we were doing. Hold on, I'll get this. I'll pull us back to where we were. Let's see. Rosedale, Victoria. No, that's 1980. Oh, that's Australia.
We had stopped at the oblong cigar-shaped things in
Kirtland Air Base.
the Bob White alien artifact. That's an unusual. Do you know about that one?
Wait, where am I? I'm lost. So let me go find out where I was.
What's this thing that fell out of the sky in Utah recently, a couple days ago? Was it a satellite?
It could have been. I haven't heard much about anything falling out of the sky in Utah. I have to look it up. Large objects with lights progressed by police officer. It's like the fourth case on here we got on here that seen cops seen it. That was in 1980. Puerto Rico. UFO shoot beam at 4 boys. In the Yukon again. And the other one was in Russia, right? Where they shot the one.
Yeah, that was in Russia. The Yukon is in
let's see.
Canada. Where did you see that? At the bottom? We're on
yeah, it's at the bottom. Yeah, I'm at the bottom of the page going up. That's all. I was just looking what was down here. Kirtland Air Force Base. I kind of remember that one for some reason. Somebody we know was involved with it. Albuquerque, New Mexico. At the top of the state up there somewhere in Albuquerque. I liked Albuquerque because it had Christmas trees everywhere growing wild. It was kind of cool. It made for a different kind of looking town. I imagine during Christmas it's probably pretty.
Have you ever been to South Dakota?
Yes, and why would you want to go back? Dakotas or Wyoming, I'm never going to again, so just heads up.
Wyoming's too windy.
Wyoming is just worse than Texas. It's boring to cross it. Yeah. I left Utah and I was driving to Denver, so we went through Wyoming's, Oh my God, it was flat and it was boring, and it was flat and it was boring. I was like, oh man, I thought my co-pilot was going to commit suicide or commit Harry Carey on my ass. It was one of those trips, people. Well, I mean, there's some beautiful. I mean, Colorado's got some beautiful territory in it. It's a shame it's full of it's a shame it's full of potheads. I was going to say something else that would be nice. It's wait, is this the other one from the 2000s? Where'd this one come from? How did this get on my screen?
I don't know.
A square-shaped craft seen in California, 2008. Oh wait, where are we at?
We were on 1985. I went forward to page 3, and I found a cool one in 1981.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move over there. I'm just trying to figure out how I got over here. Smart triangle. No, we're on the wrong page.
Hudson Valley boomerang sightings. You familiar with that? It kind of the picture looks like the Phoenix Lights.
Okay. All right, where did this thing take me off to for some reason? Man, cigar shaped, multicolored, TWA, another cigar shaped. What are these in the early 80s?
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones on there. Mostly cylinders and discs, and then there's this one like it looks like the sub over Bethesda, Maryland. Looks like the sub from that Deep Quest DSV or whatever movie, TV show.
All right, so where am I at? I'm cases 33 through 48 is where I'm at. So,
yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. So I'm just going to go through them. I'll start at the top. You stop me when you're ready. So this is...
Go ahead.
This shaped UFO seen by a group of teenagers in Germany. Missile Germany?
Germany.
Missile Germany. 15 to 17-year-olds. Scream. They got probed in the butt. Oh, come on. It's supposed to be a faker. No, I'm just kidding. Not what
It doesn't say that.
I'm sorry. It says blue luminous disc with a dome on top, which appeared over the woods about 600 meters from where they were standing. It slowly approached the witnesses at a very low altitude, a distance of about 100 meters. its diameter was about 10 meters. 10 meters is what, 30 feet?
Yeah, something like that.
That'd be a small one. That's what we were talking about earlier. See that one you were talking about came out the side. That's probably what it would be like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably so.
Maybe
Like
a
two
little
or three
bigger.
man
Maybe
craft.
Okay, large object with windows cruises by house.
Yep.
You know,
Australia.
something I noticed with some of the older cases, there seem to be a lot of windows in some of the older cases. Makes me kind of wonder what the hell. We know that you can put windows in spacecraft.
It's got to be, alien in ARV, alien retro made vehicle. We made it with their technology using our products.
Let's see.
That's why it has windows.
Yeah, well, we have windows in some stuff, but not anything of any relevance.
Well, most of the UFOs that I think are legit don't have a window.
Yeah, no. Well, most of the ones I've heard haven't had a window.
Yeah.
Or maybe they do when they're in the atmosphere and they can open them. You got a thing that uncover.
Well, like I said, according to Bob Lazar, the Sportcraft model in S4, it can certain panels around the middle layer. It looks like steel from the outside, but they can make it look like a window from both sides, or they can make like a one-way window from either side, or both. It's a very cool thing. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've seen those movies, like the spies go into a room and the windows turn smoky. It's kind of like that.
Let's see. Vancouver Island photograph. I've seen this photograph.
Down one? Oh yeah, I was down too far.
Oh, that's one. That's a typical old school saucer.
Yep.
Let's see. Bell shape. Every now and then you hear about a bell shaped
object. Once in a while. Who travels in the bells? Insects?
I've never heard anything. I've always heard they were probes. Bell shaped objects with flashing lights seen by 10 people in Queens, New York.
Yep.
What's the size? And I'll tell you what it probably is.
It's not on this. You have to go to the detailed page.
Did not even give me an option. Oh, there it is.
Click on the picture anywhere. 50 stories above their homes. It was the width of 2.5 city streets. Pretty big.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to see this thing myself.
You figure city streets about what, 15 feet across? 20 feet across? It's about 20 feet across?
About 22 feet. I think it's 10 feet per lane.
Yeah, so let's just call it 20. So that's 50 foot wide device.
Yeah, let's see. It was making beeping noise on September 5th. Could have been a satellite.
Yeah, if it's making beeping noises, but if it's flying above their houses, that's kind of weird for a satellite.
Lights, let's see. Queen said it saw a bell-shaped UFO flashing multicolored lights making a beeping noise on September 5th, 1981 at 10 p.m. Reportedly as a UFO hovered over the, what's it say, tenement block. A triangular-shaped ray of green light shot out from the bottom of the object and shone on the face of a teenage girl. Wait, this is another what they did. Observing the object from the windows of her friend's house. Interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if she got cancer.
Queens. Yeah, I know. I would be interested to find out. Flying 40 to 50 stories. That's 40 to 50 stories. That's 500 feet.
At least, yeah.
And
figure stories about 11 feet.
2 to 2.5 city streets. That's big. That's definitely 50 by 500. That's big. DA was 14, was home when it happened. 13 when she saw the object. Second floor window as she looked ahead. Green ray shot out from a triangle light at the center and shone on her face. She then cried and cried to her Anna and smack me, it's taking me. Okay, so I guess she told her little brother smack her.
I don't know. What? That's weird. Maybe it was
So
downloading
he
her.
hit her face and pulled
mind? I
her
don't
away
know.
from the. He said hit her face and pulled her away from the light. Deanna said, for 2 minutes I looked away. Everything went blank for me.
Wow. So maybe they were trying to download her memories or something. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah. She said the UFO was about 10 stories high above the ground when the green light hit my face. I don't know. Kind of weird. Didn't take her there. At least we don't know if it took her or not. But I don't think it did. Maybe. It seemed to circle around the block. It went pretty last. I guess it's supposed to be pretty fast. She said it lasted about 15 minutes. Wow.
It's a long
pretty
time.
good.
Yeah.
It's what's the name of this case?
Bell-shaped object with flashing lights seen by 10 people.
Oh, that's why.
Queens, New York. That's what they call it. But then there's two really interesting ones directly below that. Saucer-shaped object observed entering water in Hamilton, Ontario, and then cigar-shaped object seen landing on the water in South Carolina. I'm not really familiar with either one of these.
Well, I'm not. Well, cigars probably reptilians, and the damn sauce probably the grays.
Yeah. But one goes in the water, the other floats.
I've never heard one floating on top of the water before. I've heard them hovering on top of the water before, but I've never heard them floating on top of the water.
It's either above or in. Well, then I've never heard of it floating before.
Another 14-year-old.
Multicolored flying objects place.
30
family. Huh?
Oh, I was just saying, it says 30-foot long cigar-shaped UFO lands on the water. I think this was Michael's ship, actually. Michael said at one time he had a cigar-shaped boat.
Yep, I lit it on fire, man. Smoked it.
And smoked it up. Smoking the boat, man. Smoking the boat.
30 foot long. Whitish blue lights on it. Or are they windows?
With the windows, man. You're driving me drinking with these windows.
Maneuver to avoid trees. And I didn't get trees in the water. Where the hell was this?
I mean, if you're in a swamp, you might see some trees in the water.
Where? Newberry? I've been to South Carolina all over the place, but I don't know where Newberry is.
It's kind of a weird thing. Maybe it was one of them old. Maybe it was one old lake with a bunch of dead trees in it.
Yeah, maybe.
3 minutes rose slightly and hovered about 1 foot above the surface. Suddenly, it shot skywards, rising vertically until it was out of sight. See, we don't usually get that on a UFO. Usually, we get boom, boom. They're going. It's not that usually shoot away. You usually get boom, boom. They're going.
Yeah.
What's this one? Multicolored flying object paces family in. What's that? Timaku, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
We're in New Zealand, people. You hardly ever hear of a sighting out of New Zealand, especially anymore. No, July 12th, 1981. Yes. Who was the witness? Leah Dunbar was the witness. Oh shit! I'm scared.
That name is familiar.
I know it's very familiar. It's kind of scary. Was returning to New Zealand from a Pleasant Point, where 3 darters when a multicolored flying object paced them along the road. Yeah. July 12th, 1981. Approaching to 120 yards of their car.
And changing colors as it went. Wow. Usually, I mean, they don't usually change colors, do they?
I'm telling you that somebody watched. The aliens must have just watched Close Encounters, and they were flying around, trying to get these humans to talk to him. These stupid humans couldn't figure out how to talk to him.
They didn't have the lighted keyboard with them.
Man. They didn't know how to do the hand thing. What was it? I can't even remember myself now. It was something. Everybody should know how to talk to aliens. Yes. Especially if your name is Leah.
Yeah.
You definitely know how to talk to aliens. You should know the signal.
I mean,
oh wait, that was not the wrong thing.
before in the past. It seems like my life has been doing all sorts of weird things lately.
Well, that's what life does. Drives you getting crazy. It's I think it's part of just making you nutsy. Denise, I forgot where we were. We were 8. We were 81.
Yeah, we just finished multicolored object in New Zealand. Then there's
Well,
TWA alarm pilot sees round object with portholes. That doesn't sound alien. And then the cigar shaves, 2 of them in a row. Within months of each other, one in Texas and one in Los Angeles, but they both have windows
Leah,
on them.
mute.
Huh?
I was telling Leah to mute herself while she ain't talking.
Oh.
Just catching noise from the car, that's all. Let me see. Wait,
Fishing crews observe large conical object hovering over the water. Huelva, Spain. Monte Huelva, Spain.
What the hell? Now where did I go to? What's that, Jackie? What about who? Who? Oh, girl, you're gonna have to send me something on that. I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard of L. Ron Hubbard seeing a UFO, and I know a lot of people who know him, or knew him. And you have to send me something on that. Send me something legit, and I'll send it to them and ask them.
Isn't something about Scientology or L. Ron Hubbard, the Church of Scientology, have to do with God being an alien?
I don't know if God's an alien, but somebody's an alien. I don't know enough about it. Somebody asked me just a couple of weeks ago. Somebody asked me because she goes, "Well, you got a lot of friends at Scientology." I said, "That's true." Well, tell me about Scientology. I said, "I can't. I don't know anything about it." They're like, "You're kidding me, right?" I'm like, "I just don't have an interest."
Yeah,
I'm not a religious person. I don't have an interest. I do have an interest in some of their ideas, just not their practice of religion. No, Jack, it's nothing against him personally. I know all the people I've met there are great people. Oh, yeah, they're fabulous. They go out of your way to take good care of you. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with me. I'm broken, so we'll just leave it at that. Yes, and we'll leave it at that. Square-shaped craft scene and photographer in California. Wait, where did I get that from? Am I still on the same page? Unknown object in Indiana. Small triangle with lights observed. Covered above tree. Yeah, I guess I am still. Okay. Jay gives birth, makes second page of news.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Second page, man. It's pretty good for an alien baby. I thought it would have been first page.
The baby came.
She had his alien baby finally.
No, she's not paying attention. She's driving. We don't want to distract her too much.
Crazy. She can hear you. She just muted it.
Show me again.
Oh. He just
the baby jumped and committed suicide.
Little octopus.
Yep. I told you it was going to come out with like 8 arms.
It's weird, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Jay's alien baby. He finally had it. It took like forever, I think, but it's there for y'all to see.
No, not forever, but it was 6.5 weeks. This is weird.
Yes, it was crazy. A crazy birth. What do you mean, Frank? What is my favorite? You mean UFO case? It's tough. I like Shag Harbor.
Shag Harbor's a good one.
I like Bayburn Hill, but it's sure. Oh yeah, Sherwood. I want to call it Sherwood Forest.
The two at the missile bases where they shut the missiles down in America, and then there's 1 or 2 in Russia where they turn the missiles on.
Yeah, there's
in America they turn the missiles off to cut power, but in Russia when they pardon my French, when they mess with the Russian nuclear devices, they turn them on and getting them ready, like ready for launch.
Well, maybe, just maybe, they wanted to see if America could detect that.
Or maybe they were telling both us and Russia that look, we can turn your shit on or off, You choose.
No, I think they were telling us we're going to turn your stuff on and turn this on. Means you're going to die, Americans. We like the Russians better. Oh my God, that cannot be true.
Well, that could be the message too. Yeah, but the fact is that there are across several decades devices that are not of our control or of any origin we know turning on and off our nuclear devices. That is an absolute security concern. I
It
don't
is.
care who the hell you are. That's a goddamn security concern.
It's one of those concerns. You're kind of like, oh, okay. Who's doing what with who? Yeah, you got to. It's anytime you're messing with our nukes and we have no control over it, it's scary. What's that, Jackie? No, dude. They on a couple of occasions in the United States and Russia, they have shut down and turned on nuclear weapons at will. They didn't let anything happen, but they could have.
Yeah, in Russia, the machines revved up, almost ready for launch, and then just before countdowns were pushed, everything turned itself off. In America, it was exactly the opposite. When they were getting ready to do tests, everything shut down.
Yeah, they actually shut down 2 missiles in pre-launch, meaning that they were already starting to power up. It was already starting to exert thrust, and they shut it down. I didn't even know you could do that. I imagine whatever happened to those missiles probably had to be reconditioned.
I mean, if you can blow the candle out, it's not going to rise, right? That's what happened. They blew the candle out.
Yeah, on something you can't actually blow the flame out with. And I don't know. It was crazy, guys, but hey, they did it. America didn't want to admit to it for a long time. Finally, a couple of generals came out and said, hey, it did happen. Sorry to let y'all know, but it did happen. And then still, we don't want to deal with it, though. We don't want to say what it was. U.S. calls it mishap. Yes, it was a major mishap, mind you. They even call it a major mishap, but they call it a mishap. They don't tell you anything about aliens or anybody else being there. Oh, no, it was just a mishap. And wait, okay, people, and let's, so you understand what this is really about.
On the ground above the silos, witnessed UFO activity.
Yeah, this wasn't one base. This wasn't one base. This was 3. That was actually 3. I always thought it was 2, but then somebody brought in the one from the Heartland.
So well, if it's 2, it's probably 3 or 4 or 5. It's probably more than that.
Well, no, they said no. They just said it was a try test, and that's usually how you do them, anyways, in 3s, from 3 different points in the United States, and all 3 of them, all 3 bases, and I think it was 6 missiles total were shut down. Now all the missiles completely were shut down. So I don't know how many missiles those particular silos, how many silos those particular places have. So we don't actually know how many missiles were shut down. We just know that the 6 that were in preparation for a flight were shut down. Russia can't do that. Russia can't do that today. We can't do. Yeah, I know. We can't do that today.
Well, unless there's like a special access program that's got that kind of stuff going on that we don't know about. It is possible.
I mean, if there's a way to shut a valve off that closes the fuel, maybe. But they're supposed to be a purge. They're supposed to just once the little thing goes, they're supposed to just, that's it. They ain't no stopping it. I don't know, people, but it was very scary. It was one of those things that you had to go, ooh, what just happened here? Somebody out there knows how to stop us from fighting, or it can start us from fighting. Either way, I mean, they were just teaching us a lesson in humility. We can blow you up or save.
I moved forward to cases 49 to 58. Out of 58 in this section, and what's on the top page there? The Cash-Landrum case, which is I think about where we were stopped off on last show.
Yeah, the Cash case. It's a tough case because we're pretty sure it's our case. We're pretty sure it was something.
Our device,
So put this in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of y'all know who Stanton Friedman is. So Stan and I have had many conversations before. It's past over 50 interviews and quite a few of them on what he did for a living. I remember I invited him on one time just to talk about what he did for a living, not anything to do about UFOs, just what he did for a living. So we got to talking about, nuclear craft and nuclear designs and why don't we use nuclear planes? Because they are feasible and they can be built, and they can be built to where one little rod will run them for a long time, a decade.
Yeah, so why ways to catch fire?
So why don't we do it? Because he said the government decided that it makes every airport in the United States potentially a dirty bomb site. Good point. But I mean, if you could blow up every airport, you could blow up every gas station, which would be just as bad. So I don't know. But that's what they decided. They decided that.
Well, but they didn't have back in the day the level of security you have. I mean, I remember as a kid going to the airport. You didn't get stopped. You walked right past the ticket counter if you already had your tickets. You took your luggage to the dude. The dude put your luggage inside the plane, and you sat in the waiting area. You didn't stop for. You weren't X-rayed. You weren't magnetized. You didn't walk through magnetic, metal detector. Your bags weren't X-rayed. You didn't take your shoes off. You didn't have to take your belt off. None of that level of security. So maybe now with that level, okay, we could do nuclear planes. But back then, you could walk through the airport lobby with a handgun on your side. No one would stop you.
Well, that's true too. I mean, I remember the first time I ever flew, we were flying the Astro World in Houston, and I think I was like 14 or no, I wasn't even that, 10. And we came in. We gave the guy we got out the cab, the luggage. He gave it to the guy. They put it on an airplane. Boom! It was on the plane. We walked up. We already had our tickets. Got them stamped. Got on the thing. As soon as the plane came in, rolled in, got on the plane. Next thing I knew, I was in Houston because Houston's only like a 15-minute flight from here. It's like as soon as it levels off, you start coming back down. It's kind of funny. And so, I mean, there was no security. And none whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, we got military guys walking around with M16s in our airports. What was that after?
9/11.
9/11? Yeah, I think it was.
It was, yeah, 9/11. And look, after 9/11, I went to Reno to visit my friend, and I always like to carry a pocket knife. So I knew that the security was up. So I took my pocket knife, which was made out of ceramic, and I put it in my luggage. And I locked the luggage, and I put the luggage on, on the airplane. And it was checked. I get to Reno, have fun, and then I come back, and I forgot to take that knife and put it in my pocket. But going to the airport there, I went through 2 levels of security. So at the airport, I went through the front doors, security checkpoint, metal detector, had to put my bags through the conveyor belt and get X-rayed. Then I got to where my gate was, had to walk through another metal detector, put my bags on another X-ray machine, and then I got to the gate. It was a pain in the ass. And the same thing on the way back. But on the way back, I had my knife in my pocket, and I went through 2 metal detectors and 2 checkpoints and 2 X-ray points, and no one noticed the knife that I had on my side. And when I noticed it, I was already on the plane, doors closed, we were already in the air, and the lady said, "What would you like to drink?" And I said, "A beer," and she said, $3. And I went, "Oh." And I felt my knife, like, I'm going to get arrested. And this is the first thing that went through my head. So I kind of like slyly choked it and hid it in my pocket and gave her the money. They didn't detect it because it was ceramic. But had they, I'd have been anally probed up and down, endoscope, orthoscope, both ways, in and out of the ear, everywhere. They'd have scoped my ass everywhere.
Yeah, well, they had to be safe.
It was scary back then. I mean, they doubled up.
Jack, I'll have to look and see what year it was. It's been a while since I've talked about it. Well, people get upset when I talk about Betty and Barney Hill. Yeah, they get upset. That's all I can tell you.
Because we know for a fact one was an abductee, the other was collateral damage on
that's
my
pretty
lab.
much what it was. Let's see, Betty and Barney Hill, the New Hampshire couple behind one of the most famous alien abductions of all time. On September 19th, 1961, Betty and Barney Hill claimed that I wasn't even alive yet.
Me either.
Man, Michael was, though. Mike, that old bastard. I think he was like 20 years old when it happened.
You know that you're a vampire, Joe. You've been around for a long time.
Oh.
Well, guess what's the Cash-Landrum case?
Wait, say that again?
What was like 3 days before the Cash-Landrum case? You know what famous event happened then?
Huh?
Rendelsham Forest.
Oh shit!
which is actually like a 3-day event. They only list December 26th, which is the day Colonel Charles Halt made his recording. But there were 2 days prior to the 24th and the 25th where these things were seen as well.
It was let's see. When Betty and Barney Hill arrived at the office of the Boston psychiatrist Benjamin Simon on December 14th, 1963.
Mm-hmm.
Was I alive then? I have to check and see.
Head of psychology at University of Massachusetts or University of Boston.
They appeared to have a number of perfectly normal problems. Betty was suffering from nightmares and anxiety. Barney had anxiety and insomnia. But the Hills had not reached out to Simon for treatment of these issues. Exactly. Rather, they wanted Simon's renowned hypnosis to help them remember an alleged alien encounter. Dun, 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 dun.
So they went there.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
never knew that. When did they say that? I never knew that.
What? Wait. What?
I thought they went there. I thought the premise for them going there was Barney's recurring nightmares, and he never remembered them, but they were recurring and enough that they woke him up repeatedly night after night.
Well, over the years, they have tried to put Betty in this as much as they can, even though she's not the contactee. Barney is everywhere they can, and it started with some family before that, and then of course, her niece is. Oh hell, I can't think of her name now.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, she tried to put her in there, and a few other people I knew who worked closely with Betty were always trying to stick her in as the abductee, but she wasn't.
No.
They can say whatever they want. I would have loved to have hypnotized her. Barney was the abductee, They just, I don't know, they just didn't want to let it go.
But as far as all the research that I ever came across, I mean, I read several books on the Hills. They went to Dr. Simon because he was the leading regression hypnotherapist of the time, helping people like with nightmarish, with sleeping patterns, not able to sleep, and that's why they went. Only to come to find out that one is being abducted by aliens and the other was not.
Let's see. Betty were driving through New Hampshire when they noticed a strange bright star in the sky. The star seemed to follow them, leading Betty to believe that it was not a star at all. Then, when they pulled over to get closer, Barney thought he saw figures sitting outside a craft, staring down at them. Sitting inside a craft, staring down. I'm sorry.
Yes.
The couple then lost consciousness for 2 hours. 2 hours later, they woke up 35 miles away.
Already on the road, driving.
Yeah,
they were in a trance state at some point. Driving.
It says a vague sense that they had an alien encounter. Dr. Simonson hoped he could fill in the blanks.
So the U.S. military, correct me if I'm wrong on this, because this part of their trip is the MyLab part. The U.S. government has the ability to put you back in your car in sort of a vogue state, trance state, and then you're driving, basically asleep until you're fully come conscious. How in the hell do they do that?
That's a good. Oh, well, with sodium mannitol and sodium pentothal, and hypnosis.
Dude, I had an arthroscope and an endoscopy. They burnt the candle from both ends, if you will, a couple weeks ago, and they hit me with so it wasn't sodium pentothal or phenobarbital, but it was one of the barbitals, and it was like Procol something, some weird name. The anesthetist, and she was cute too, the anesthetist. But when I looked over when she put it in my IV, it was a cylindrical syringe, that big around, I mean huge, like a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch diameter syringe, and filled, with a shot, 2 ounces of this white milky liquid. But it was one of those truth serum type of drugs. I was useless the next 2 days. I could not drive the next day.
Well, so they use sodium mannitol and sodium pentothal. It's used as a relaxant and a conditioner. And with hypnosis, you can put anything in that brain you want to. It works really well. The military's been using it for decades, but now, since the Air Force and Navy had started looking for their own telepaths, They can do it with telepathy if they want to now, or they could use a combination of the three. But any of it works, and it depends how deep you need to go. I mean, some things you can just cover with telepathy, and then some things you might need the drugs and the telepathy to make sure you get it. The hypnosis and the telepathy, and
Yeah, well, it was only out for 2 days.
It's yeah, whatever my doctor gave me last time wasn't even too bad, man. I was up and around.
She even said it was quick for me to wake up from, which it was, but she said it was also quick to recover from. It wasn't. I mean, I was dizzy all the next day and kind of out of it the following.
That's because you just big around, man. I feel like with Mike and I wouldn't even phase your ass. We'd have been like, "What was that?" It's well, it always has a lot to do with weight.
Yeah.
Jimmy John James. Are you like making a commercial for Jimmy John's? Is that what you're doing? Jimmy John sucks. Okay, that's my own personal thing. Stacy's not saying that. I'm saying that.
Very small, especially compared to Jersey.
First off, I don't want any sandwich with sauerkraut on it or with what's some stupid things the Chinese. No, it's Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah, ugh.
You're not Brussels sprouts. You're talking about sprouts.
When they said they was Brussels sprouts, but I'll take your word at it, sprouts.
Brussels sprouts are the round things that you put in the oven. They look like tiny little miniature lettuce heads.
Cabbage heads. They're nasty. Yeah.
No. These were like the seedlings of them. They were just long white with a little green top on it. But those sprouts are Brussels sprouts. They're for Brussels. They're for cabbage. That's what they are. They're cabbage sprouts, technically.
I'm about to.
Nasty
I used to work for Jimmy John's. I worked at the Jimmy John's in downtown Las Vegas, and I was a badass. All we had was there was no parking in Vegas, so we delivered our sandwiches via bicycle. I went all around Las Vegas on my bike delivering those sandwiches up and down different skyscrapers and hotels, and I got in shape.
I bet. Riding bikes good to get in shape on.
Riding bikes and then eating like tuna unwitches, the wrapped in lettuce instead of bread.
Their food is nasty. Let's not go in there nasty food.
Yeah.
Especially where I come from, it's really nasty. I noticed there's only one of them down where in New Orleans. That's it.
Well, I just want to let you guys know real quick. I know it's been a while since I've been on, but I just started a new job.
Oh, good.
And, tonight I'm on my way to work right now, and Wednesdays I'm with my son until 7 for now. So I'm not able to come to the show right on time all the time. So
well, you know where we're at.
Yeah, I'll be able to catch you guys when I can, as long as you send me that invite. But
oh yeah,
I'm gonna.
No, yeah, we'll send it to you. Jay sends them every week. I guess all that bitching I did all those months did some good. Now I'm giving Leah trouble because I was giving her hell for like a year.
I got to send like 9 or 10 of them.
Yeah, I haven't. So there's something wrong, and there's been something wrong with my app, and I don't know how to fix it. But when I get any notifications on Facebook, I don't get a notification. I don't know that I got a notification until I go in and check it, and sometimes I don't even know what day it is.
You might have to check the settings in your phone for that then.
Yeah, there's something I don't know. I'm not.
Well, text me. You got my new number. Text me on my number, and I'll try to remember to text you on my phone. That's how I do it for a couple of other people. I usually send them off my phone.
So I bid you adieu.
Okay.
And I hope that you guys have a good, lovely rest of your evening.
Yes, and you keep them alien babies warm.
Okay.
You too. And watch out for little ball droids. They're pains in the asses, these things. I got 2 of them. I can't check them.
The egg nest is nesting.
Well, no, I have all the R2s that I can fit on my desk at this moment.
Oh.
No people. I don't know either one of these people. I'm just sitting here. Michael's committed suicide. He barely ate his ass.
No, I want an R2 that like follows me around. It's got espresso and coffee. Like poops out M&Ms, you know?
I can hook you up, Michael. I got
Okay, I want that R2 too.
I have a contact on Facebook. The guy makes astromech droids. You tell him what colors you want, and he'll make it for you.
They got like one of those fleshlights. Just saying.
You tell him what you want your R2 droid to have, and he'll make it for you.
I mean, you know,
that's what I'm saying. It's custom made. You tell him what it should have.
I have a slew of stories about robots attacking, man. Another one just happened in China the other day. It's awesome to watch. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, they have some crazy stuff out there right now.
You can see the fear in people, like when they're trying to get away from these things, man. One big robot arm took a huge bin, like weighed hundreds of pounds, and whipped it at one of the workers and killed him, like just like that. You know, you're not supposed to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a little bizarre.
Well, you seen that one I was telling you about Friday was dragging all the little scooter around underneath it. God knows what happened to the person that was on the scooter.
I'm saying someone's programming. You think the robots malfunction? You think they're being programmed to do crazy
there's a whole bunch
stuff?
on here, Michael. Jesus. AI robots, attack people, berserk, and engineers. Wow.
You know, that's what Friday night's for. But we're getting ready to wrap it up anyway. So, what time is it? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
time.
show up Friday night when robots attack. We got a whole bunch of stories on that.
Come by. We got a lot of stuff we're gonna be talking about on Friday. Oh, I didn't see Woody down. Hey, what you doing? Hiding down there at the bottom of the screen. Ow. It's let's see. What's in where?
In this envelope.
What envelope? Were you in crack? I don't see an envelope
over here, but it's not in an envelope.
I can't see that. You're not. We can't even see you anymore.
I can see her.
With the contest, see you. Hey, Mish, how you doing? No, we're getting ready to roll out of here. I got stuff I have to do.
And Michelle's coming on in 9 minutes.
And I have to meet Michelle at 2 o'clock. We have our station meetings on Wednesdays and Thursdays, so we can talk about all you hosts. What is that? It looks like a passport.
Yeah, I got my renewed passport.
So where are you going, El Salvador?
Dude, I mean, there's really nowhere I really want to go on this planet. There is, like, wherever there's a tropical, nice, clean, tropical beach. But I wish this passport could take me to, like, a whole different star system.
Well, it can take you to the star system of chocolate.
Sure.
Australia.
Or New Zealand. New Zealand is a whole new place. No,
oh my
nothing
God,
to bother you
so
down there.
angry.
Looks so angry. Anyway, guys and girls, while she's looking at being angry, which we can't see her, she's got some kind of weird look on her face right now. We're getting ready to roll up out of here. Next week we'll be picking up on we'll probably do a couple of weeks of alien induction, but we got a couple of guests we want to bring on. I got to get with Jay. Philip Manlett sent me some people. I got to go through my email and get him. Mark Elliott sent me some people. So I got to get through my emails and look at all of them and see who we're going to bring on. Also, I got to ask Fred if he wants to come join us on Friday night. Fred Smith is Beyond the Matrix. He hosts on Friday now. He's the opening show on Friday, noon to 2 o'clock. So come by and check him out. And then we have the other new show on Thursday, Beyond. Do I have it in front of me? Let me see if I can find it. And I will tell y'all. Dun, 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 dun. It's a new show. It is. So that's the new show. That is with Carol Lynn and Laura Lee, whatever her damn name is. You think I know after 10 years. So we got those new shows, and then we have one other new show. I wonder if I can get it from here without throwing us all off.
While you're doing that, on the outer realm, we're an open panel discussion, so that should be fun.
It's where is it? I don't see it. Thank you, Heidi beneath Halloween. I don't know what the one is on Sunday. The guy with the Navajo, yes.
Yeah, I don't know the name of that one either.
That's what I'm looking for right now. The
I don't think he
Navajo.
has anything queued up in the.
No, I'm looking to see if he's got his own chat thing up here.
His
Oh, you
own.
see what it says? Yeah, through the
Yeah,
glass,
at the
out of
bottom, he
realm.
did.
Echo Chernik, the Gateway Podcast, Above the Matrix. Nope. I wonder if he's under Michelle's when I can look. Michelle, what's this guy's not name? Damn. You think I'd keep that stuff around? You know what? I bet you I know where it's at. Then let's go see. Let's go see. Betty and Barney Hill. Probably be Betty Hill. I mean, we'll get into death, people, if y'all want to get into death, but I changed Betty and Barney Hill, so I'm hoping I piss off a lot of people. How choose music in me.
I gotta go, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
All right, be good. Stay out of trouble.
See you later.
All
Be
right.
safe.
See you later.
I mean, or Saturday.
Yeah, we're here Friday and Saturday, so come by and see us.
Okay.
All right, sweetie. Be good. Let's see.
I will.
Professional. She sounded pretty good. I'm glad to hear. Don't whistle at the night.
Yeah, don't. Okay, yeah, that's another new
Don't
one.
whistle at the night. Yes, that's the other new one. That he's a Navajo doing. He's interviewing other Navajos, gentlemen. So come by and check that out. And that's on Sundays. I believe he's the opening show on Sunday.
Yeah.
So a lot of new shows out there.
Everyone else.
Oh, you mean the show I was just talking about? There before Michelle on Thursday night. Yes, it's Laura Lee and Caroline.
Carrie Lynn Shellhorn.
I know it's Caroline. Well, yeah, Caroline. That's Carrie Lynn, but I can't help myself.
Laura Lee.
I call her Laura Lee. I think it's really Laura Lee, but I call her Laura Lee. She's learned.
She prefers to pronounce Lori Lee, so
she's learned to love me over it, so we're good. I know. What's that, Jay? No, we're out of here because in 4 minutes she will be live. So, what question? Mike's on Friday after the chat. Yeah. So actually, the chat, Jay. Oh yes, I'm sorry. Jay's going to probably open the chat early now because what we want to do is be 6 to 9. That way, we're not running into Mike's time because we're always running into Mike. I mean, it doesn't matter because Mike was right there with us, so he's not losing audience because the audience is always with us. But
right, but still,
we do have a boss that bitches when we're not on time. We're not going to mention her name, Michelle. Who? No, we love Michelle Jennings. No.
Yeah, she's probably in her studio getting her stuff ready together.
She does a lot of work for me. And we always got something going on that somebody's got to be dealing with. But it's part of doing radio. Yeah. We got some new stuff coming up, too. We'll be talking about pretty soon. We're already into the 7th, so we'll see how that works out in the next couple of days. Anyway, we got to go, and thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and UFO Undercover. We'll be back Friday on News on the Flip Side. Just come by and check us out. There'll be a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about. I mean, we're past Trump's 100 days. We're going to be talking about what chances of do the liberals have for this next election in 2026. Is AOC or Jasmine Crockett really a leader for them? So we'll be talking about all that kind of stuff and what positive things have happened for both parties. But we're going to be looking to talk about positive things that have happened for both parties. I don't know. We'll see how it goes for the Democrats. What are you talking about? No, Jesse, I'm not actually a Republican. I'm a centralist. I'm an equal opportunity hater. You'll hear me say that a lot. And when if one side's effing up more than the other, I'll be the first one to tell you they effing up. I don't care who they are. The closest person to me would probably be Bill Maher. And even he's not as central as I am. He's still a little left.
He's kind of off to one side.
Yes. Well, he was trying to give Al Gore a freebie the other night. I can't say what it is because this show's not that kind of rating. But he was trying to give him a freebie. But come by Friday and you'll find out what that means. Again, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and UFO Undercover. Jay, Mike, guys, I'll see y'all here, guys. I'll see y'all Friday. Until then, stay out of trouble, people. Have some fun. Enjoy your damn life. Stop hating. Try some love for a change. Damn.